So let's begin. Child's pose. I have no guarantees that I can speak full sentences. I've binge watched a lot of TV. I read not one book. I couldn't. People kept coming over and giving me books. I'm like, I can't. I'm watching Billions. This is like what's happening. Yeah. So I'm back. No guarantees. Spread your palms wide, connect. Yep. Let your lower back spread across your tops of the feet and just connect here energetically with your arms. And if the arms don't feel good forward, you can always have them back. Front of the forehead resting on the mat. Chin is away from the chest. So you can get that nice extension from the lower back all the way through the crown of the head. Let yourself just feel your body, feel your mind, feel your breath, and just settle. At any point during the practice this morning, please return to child's pose if it's just a little too much, okay? Press up onto a tabletop just for a brief moment. Tabletop position just for a brief moment. Take your hands out a little wider, curl your toes into the mat, and lift your knees just an inch from the ground and hover for a breath. Yep. Anchor your arms so the sides of your triceps grip, and then start to lift your hips nice and slow up towards the sky as you arrive into your first downward facing dog. Yep. Take up as much space in your dog here this morning. Spread your toes wide, soften a little behind your knees. I always like to look at the hands and just make sure that the index fingers are forward or slightly turned out. Sometimes gives you a little bit more alignment help. So the shoulders move away from the ears. If you feel all the weight dumping down into the shoulders, move a little bit more weight back into your legs. Feel this for a few cycles of breath. If you feel like you're all over the place, just pick one drishti spot, one focal point to focus in on. Ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose to the back of the throat. Exhale through the nose to the back of the throat. You start to link the breath with the movements and start to feel a little more and think a little less. Roll forward to plank position and just check in with the alignment. Lead with your heart and chest. Yep, nice. Activate your center line, hug in. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. So you're gonna keep your legs where they are. You may need to bend your knees a little to do this, but you're gonna walk your hands towards your feet. Walk your hands towards feet. So you're gonna come to the back of the mat. Hands towards feet, back of mat. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Exhale, fold into yourself. If your hands don't make it to the ground, definitely have your hands on your shins, okay? Root to rise at the back of the mat. So just go straight up towards the sky. Drag your hands to prayer at heart and drop your arms. Good. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. If your hands don't make it, hands to shins. Long spine on the inhale. Listen carefully. Exhale, fold. Good. Root to rise, staying at the back of the mat. You can just go straight out and up or straight up. Drag it to heart. Drop your arms. These are just amended Sunays. Arms go straight up towards the sky. This is all I can do. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, FYI. Yeah. Long spine on the inhale. Fold again into yourself. Let your head go. Root to rise one more time. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. So just connect and slow it down. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Good. Come to the fingertips, pause. Walk out to a down dog. Roll forward to plank. Halfway to a push-up. Modify if you need to with your knees down. Revisit plank. Good. Hips go up and back, down dog. Walk your hands to your feet, hands to feet. Yep, so there's gonna be like a crawl out. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Good. Long spine to extend and start to walk back out to a down dog. You're staying close to the ground now. So these are down dog plank crawls. Down dog, roll forward plank. You getting it? Halfway to a push-up. Start to link your breath, modify if you need. Re-straighten your arms, plank. Hips go up and back, down dog. As you arrive in the dog, walk your hands to your feet. Come to the back of the mat. So you're crawling back. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Long spine and start to walk it back out, down dog. So it's like you're crawling out. You could bend your knees as much as you need. Down dog, roll forward, plank. Halfway to a push-up. Start to link your breath. Revisit plank. Hips go up and back. One more time, crawl back to a down dog. Back to the back of the mat, yep. When you arrive at the back of the mat, long spine on the inhale. So kind of exaggerate these movements. Exhale, fold. Long spine and walk it out to a downward facing dog. When you arrive in your down dog, roll forward, plank. Halfway to a push-up. Revisit plank position. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Roll forward, plank position. Widen your stance a tiny bit with your feet to make it so it's like 3 or 4 inches between your feet. You're going to do taps to the shoulders. You're going to stay with your left palm down and your right hand's going to come to your left shoulder. When you do this, pause. You don't want your whole body to wave. Right palm comes back down. Tap the opposite shoulder. Yep. Hand back down. Gaze to the ground. Tap the opposite shoulder. Hand back down. I like my hands a little closer. Keep going for 20. Everyone's going to move a little different. Long spine. Yep. 18. 17. Keep going. Lengthen. Tailbone forward. 15. 14. Keep going. 13. You have to engage the center line and movement is slow. For 10. 9. 8. 7. Stay with it. 6. Breathe. 5. Slow. 4. You don't have to do all of them. You can do every other one. 2. One more, pause in the plank. Drop down to your forearms. You can drop your knees if you need to. Forearm plank. Don't clasp your hands. Have your hands apart. Lengthen your tailbone. You're in a forearm plank. These are called forearm curls. What you're going to do is you're going to extend your left arm forward. Reach forward. Amy Berger's got it. Left arm, keep your palm down. On the mat, you're going to slide your palm forward. Put the left forearm back down on the mat, forearm plank, and then you're going to reach your right arm forward. So your forearm lifts up off the ground. Forearm back down. You got it? Reach the arm forward. There you go. Forearm back down. Small movements. Hand forward. Your whole body is not moving. You're isolating your core. You got it. Forearm back down. Good. Keep going. Forearm back down. So it's a forearm crawl. Forearm back down. Keep going. You got it. Slow movements. Draw your navel to the back of the spine for 5. Good. 4. Do it slow. There's no rush. 3. Neck neutral. 2. Oh my God. 1. Press up to a plank. Downward facing dog. Settle for a breath. Your heart rate should be up a little bit. Yeah. Look to the top of the mat. You can step, you can walk, you can float, however you'd like to get there this morning. Long spine on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Here we go from the top. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, you can step to plank. If you're feeling energetic, you can float. Good. Halfway to a push-up. Up dog or cobra. Pick what feels best in your body. Downward facing time. Did I tell you I've had a lot of time on my hands? Yeah. I found you. You can't run away from me. Good. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. You can step, you can float, you can crawl, top of mat. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. You want to anchor, ground yourself. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Move with ease. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine to prepare yourself. You can step, you can float. If you're going to float back, you have to land with bent elbows. Up dog is smooth. You can choose cobra as well or mid it all together. Downward facing dog, hips go back. Spread your palms wide. Feel the outer triceps grip. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat, land light. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Each one gets a little better. One more. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive in half over bent knees. Forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine to prepare yourself. Step or float through your variation of a vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back. Downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank and pause. Lead with your heart and chest. Your drishti on the front of the mat is a good little sweet spot. Lengthen your tailbone. Float your right foot an inch from the ground and let it hover. Hug your right knee straight into the center line, point your toes. If you keep looking forward, it's gonna help. Yeah, moving that energy, kind of keeping the energy going. Arms are straight up and down. Keep looking forward, land your right foot all the way forward, behind your back, the back of your wrist. Walk your right foot over to the right a little, come to your fingertips. Yep. Integrate your right hip. So your right hip has to do a lot of work of hugging in, gripping in, and your back left leg's got to zip up. Reach your arms forward and hover. So you're in this hovering position, like you're holding a big ball or a block. Looks great, Chrissy. Good, nice long spine. And then rise with control to a high lunge, crescent lunge. When you come up to this high lunge, the goal is to have your hip points moving forward. So if you feel like it's tugging on your low back, I definitely recommend bending your back knee a little or a lot. Side body zips up, fingertips are energetic. Yeah. Keep your lower half of the body zipped up exactly where it is. Just bring your arms forward, like you're handing a big tray to someone. Just your arms forward, but your body stays straight up and down. There you go. Wrap your left arm underneath your right arm. And if you're compromised at all with your shoulders, you can just grab opposite shoulders. Wrap your left thigh around your right thigh and step up into an eagle. It may not be pretty. So, you know, if you're watching yourself and you're like, this is ugly, look at something else. Eagle, weights in your standing right leg. Squeeze down the center line of your body and bend into that right leg. Sit a little deeper. Keep squeezing the lower half of the body. Just unravel your arms. Just unravel your arms. So you have eagle legs and your arms are straight up. Unwind and step back, warrior one, do your best. Most of you practice regularly, so just find that stance the best that you can. Your back foot should be turned to about a 70-degree angle, so a little more forward. So it's like this. Yeah, even keep going. And then that way you can really steer the left side of your body forward. I go even more with your back toes. Turn them more forward. Yeah, there you go. And then your thigh bone has the energy to move forward. There you go. Your left ribs have to turn and your right hip has to grip. And then you want to press firm through your feet. The hardest part is to hold. So you get into the pose and then you kind of have to hang out in a little bit. 2 more breaths. Hands to frame your front foot. Let's find plank. When we hit plank, halfway to a push-up, modify if you need to, please. Elbows slide right by those ribs. Shoulders do not dump down. Re-straighten your arms to a plank position. Good. Float your left foot just an inch from the ground. Just let it hover an inch. Neck is neutral. Look forward with your eyes, and that helps. Hug your left knee towards the center line. Remind yourself that everything we do is a small movement. Arms are straight up and down. You're definitely not holding your breath. Yep. Keep looking forward. Step your left foot forward. Pause. Walk the left foot a little to the left. You got it, Amanda. Back leg zips up. You're heavy in that front thigh, not knee. And then reach your arms forward like you're just in this hovering lunge. Checking in, lower half the body strength. Side ribs long, belly drawing into the back of the spine. Rise into your high lunge for today. Hey, you may get here and say, I got to modify the whole thing. Drop your back knee. Not a problem. Side ribs are long, your breath is moving, and you're here. Lower half of the body stays nice and zipped up. Just the arms slide forward, just the arms. Everything else stays straight up and down. Your right arm wraps underneath your left. Yeah. Step your right leg around your left leg and see if you can step up in one motion to an eagle. Keep bending into that standing left leg. Your foot might adjust your arms. Slide back into warrior one. Take a nice juicy step back, warrior one. Trust that you know where your body's going to land, and if it doesn't, make adjustments. Back foot strong into the mat. It's like it's the strong, it trumps the pose. Left hip has to grip in, right rib steer forward. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving and have an experience in the posture. Don't just be here. Hands to frame your front foot. Plank position, please. Chaturanga push-up. Good. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. Get there nice and light. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Weight in your heels for the infamous chair pose. They say the postures you don't want to do are the ones that you need. Yeah. Yeah. Weight back in the heels. Press up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Let's put it all together. Here we go. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Heavy in your heels for your chair. Sit way back. Keep a natural little curve in your low back. Keep your neck neutral. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare yourself. Step or float through your variation. You may choose to just take it all out. You can always just go to dog and hold for a few extra breaths. When you get to your down dog, the right foot lands on your breath, warrior one. Yeah, and if you need to take warrior one out, you can always take crescent. To the floor we go through your variation. Push up optional, back bend optional. Extras there if you need it. Yeah. When you hit your downward facing dog, the left foot lands, the back foot turns. Rise on your breath. Back down we go through your variation. Chaturanga is smooth. Up dog, press even through the hands, the tops of the feet. Downward facing dog is where we meet. The arms stay nice and straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. Get there light. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Heavy in your heels for chair. Feel the weight in your heels, everybody. Press up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. From the top, arms go straight up towards the sky. Sit heavy in your heels for chair. Keep looking forward. There you go. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head fall. Long spine on your inhale. Step or float through your variation of a vinyasa. Up dog is smooth, nice and easy. Good, Katie. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Right foot lands on your breath, warrior one. Back down we go. We all move a little different, so just be patient with yourself. Some of us are fast, some of us are slow. Left foot lands on your breath. Warrior one. Back down we go, chaturanga. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Hold in the dog for a breath. The arms stay nice and straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Get there light. Long spine on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Weight in your heels for chair pose. Hit it again. Press up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go up, one more. Heavy in your heels, chair. Everyone's so serious. Yeah. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Long spine to prepare, step or float, vinyasa. Up dog, smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns. The goal is to get a little momentum. Rise, warrior one. Back down we go, chaturanga. Smooth transition for your back bend. Down dog. Left foot lands. Rise. Back down we go, chaturanga. Upward facing dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Yep. Nice work, guys. Good. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Get there light. Long spine on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair. You got it. Chair. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale your breath. Keep sitting really deep. You're going to hook and twist to the right. So chair with a twist. Now, if your lower back isn't feeling great this morning or something's going on, you can always just air twist. The goal is to have your hips, your shins, your knees, and your feet all aligned. Right. So don't compromise the pose. Find what works. Spine stays long, neck stays neutral. If you'd like to open up your arms, you can. If not, just stay as you are. Keep moving the weight back into your heels. You want to look sideways, you want to look up, but keep your breath flowing. Stay in your legs, chair, pull around, chair pose. Drag your hands to prayer, pray for yourself. Inhale your breath, exhale, take it to the left. So you want to watch that the right knee doesn't slide past the left. That generally comes from the hip, so sometimes it's better to do it a little less. Right, perfect, love it. Weights in your heels. Yeah, your breath is flowing, your spine is long. So reminding ourselves that our spine does not twist. Our ribs are twisting. Yep, look sideways, look up. You can open your arms or do any variations here. Nice, stay with it. Keep the breath flowing. Chair, pull it around. Heavy in your heels, chair pose. Nice, nice, nice. Sit so much that you hit the ground for a boat Navasana. Do it with your knees a little bent. Your arms can reach forward. Yeah. Perfect. Eyes of the shoulders lift. Deep within your belly muscles. You got it. Yeah, your arms can be forward. They can be up. That's going to be the most challenging. Your hands can be on the sides of your legs. Yeah, deep within your core muscles. Good. You're going to lower halfway to an Ardha Navasana, which is like a low boat. Yeah. You're going to take your hands behind your head. Yeah. You're going to keep your right leg where it is and float your left leg straight up. Okay. Now, if you get here and you're like, there's just no way this is going to happen. I just had a baby 2 minutes ago, whatever, or 15 years ago. It's all the same. Yeah. Right. You can take the leg that's floating. That's the right leg. And you can bend it in half and take it to the floor like a little bridge. Good. Right. So the right leg is bent or hovering and your left leg is straight up. Your hands are going to stay behind your head. And you're just going to hold here and you're going to crunch a little bit up for 10. So small movements and it's just floating. For 8, yep, small movement, just kind of squeeze in. For 7, small movement. For 6, for 5, stay with it. For 4, for 3, you're going to kind of hold up. For 2, and you're going to switch the legs. So the one leg's going to stay up. If you're hovering the leg, nice, Jody, the leg's going to be straight out. That's the left leg straight out and hovering, and the right leg straight up. Hands behind your head. You're going to make a small movement crunch. It's almost like I can't even see it. So if I see it, it's too much. You're not crunching your neck. You're working deep within your belly muscles. Small core crunches for another 8. Good. If it's too much, you just bend your left leg in half and take it to the floor. Good. Small movements. 5, for 4, for 3, stay with it, for 2. Both legs are gonna lift up and out on an angle like a V, and your arms are gonna reach forward in between your legs. There you go. Hold. Good. Legs together, arms forward. You're going to use your hands. You're going to rock up, cross your ankle, step or float through a vinyasa of choice. Nice work. Up dog pulls you through. It's going to feel good to stretch the core. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. The right foot lands, the back foot turns. We rise into a warrior 1. Warrior 1. That was the warm up. That was good. Warrior 1. Drop your arms alongside your body, interlace your hands. Yeah, it can be a loose grip if there's a shoulder thing going on. Inhale the breath, open the heart and chest. Exhale, we're coming forward into a humble warrior this morning. This is a very humbling pose. So you can either just rest your stomach on your thigh, or you can get in there. Your right shoulder kind of snuggles to the instep of that right leg. You okay? Great. You're doing great. My second class too. Yeah. Steer the left ribs forward. You can rest your stomach on your thigh and interlace your hands behind your back. That's it. That's humble. Keep steering the left side of your body forward. Nice. The left foot presses firm. Stay with it. Nice. Stay with the hands clasped. Pull the torso up. Yes, pull the torso up. Keep the hands clasped if you can. Straighten your right leg on track. Turn your whole body. So you're going to go down the center into a wide straddle with hands clasped. Your feet, make sure they're lined up even. Your toes slightly pitched in just a tiny bit. Inhale, open the heart and chest. Exhale, come down the center. Turn your toes so they're just a tiny bit in or forward. Yeah. Down the center for Dande Mana Bikatapada Paschimottanasana. Yeah, still remember a few things. That's about it. I mean, driver's ed, I would not pass right now. It's if you see me on the road, you should definitely go the other direction. Keep bringing your weight forward, bend your knees as much as you need. And if your hands are okay the way they are, let them drop down towards the floor. Yep. Okay, release the hands to the mat. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Hands to your hips, come halfway up. Mind your neighbor's bum. Come the rest of the way up. So the legs are straight. Open up your arms. Open up your arms. Keep your left leg where it is. It may need to turn in a little. Your right foot turns out. We're setting up for triangle right here. So pick your distance and pitch forward into Trikonasana triangle pose. A block is super useful sometimes to the outside of your right calf, or your hand somewhere along the front of your right shin, or even higher up. There's a little feeling that you're leaning back, but it's not tremendous. You shouldn't feel it going into your low back. This is wonderful. I have yoga envy, my friends. Stay with it. As the pose gets a little more nitty gritty, dig in a little deeper with your breath and take the wonder out. Like, when's it going to be over? I want to move on to the next thing, right? Look down, keep your left arm up. Let's float up, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Move the block with you if your hand is on it, or reach forward for the block. Yeah, I always use a block in this pose. As you step up into Ardha, keep your right foot forward and continuously gripping your right hip in. Your left hand can stay on your hip if your balance is a little wobbly today. Allison, watch your right foot. It's turning wild in. You're standing right leg. If you would like to add the bind, be my guest. Bend at your knee crease, grab your ankle, and reminding you that the kick goes behind you. It's not for everybody. So if you're happy just in its basic form, you're kind of holding on for dear life, stay with it. Nice work. You can get a little lighter in your bottom hand. Keep turning your bottom ribs. Look sideways, look up. We're staying a few more breaths. If you fall, just re-enter and try again. If you added a bind, first release, leg and then arm. Good. Softly soften that right knee and take a giant step back, warrior two. Take a moment to kind of find your balance. We're yet to arrive in warrior two today. So look down and make sure your feet aren't all over the place. Your right foot is forward, your back left toes are turned in on an angle, and your front foot and your back arch are lined up. Wrap your inner right thigh open. So inner right thigh rolls open and then back toes turn just a little bit. There you go. And then lengthen the tailbone and sit deep in this pose. Let the shoulders slide down the back. I would definitely recommend closing your eyes for a few really good breaths. Letting yourself just feel the power of the pose. It's pretty unique. Notice if all your weight is kind of hinging forward, can you evenly distribute it? Where can you soften? Where can you let go? Where can you dig deeper? It is there. Flip the palm, reverse the warrior, side body gets nice and open. Come back through warrior two, slide your right hand to the instep of your right foot or your arm to the top of your thigh if you're going for more of the modified variation today. All options there. Keep bending your right leg. This is B variation of extended side angle. B for bind. So if you have a bind there, you can wrap your left arm anywhere behind your back. Yeah. If you're very mobile this morning, your right arm can wrap under and you can clasp for the full bind. The trick with the poses, though, you have to lift. You have to lift up off your right thigh and kind of steer your chest open and back. Crown of the head moves forward as we hold here. Where is your breath? It's got to help you. Stay with it. Warrior two, pull it up. Never gets old. Take it to the floor, plank position. Let's lean on our left hand and let's take on side plank Vashisthasana. Left palm down. That's the firm hand. Yeah. Bottom left knee can modify the pose. You can bend your right leg up into a tree. You can do any fancy variations that you'd like. The goal is to have both hips stacking on top of one another. Top arm up and over is going to give you a little bit more of an oblique work. Plank position, slow. Chaturanga for extra points. Up dog for the win. Downward facing dog, hips float back. Don't let yourself check out. Left foot lands, back foot turns, rise on your breath, warrior one. We have to repeat the entire left side. We're going to check in with Julie's memory. Let's rise, warrior one. Drop your arms alongside your body. Now, this is tricky. I'm testing your memory. If you could remember what grip you grab opposite thumb, opposite baby finger. Inhale, steer your chest and your heart open. Before you just go for it, really make sure your right thigh is facing forward and then humble. Yeah, you don't have to go super deep in the humble. Left hip grips in, right side of your body keeps moving forward. I would take this right toe and even pull it a little more forward, and you may find, yeah, a little better, right? Yeah, gives your pelvis a little room. Neck is neutral, or if you're going a little deeper into the pose, your head could drop down. 3 more breaths. Make it count here. Anchor strong through your legs. Keep the hands bound if you can. Rise just your torso up. Straighten your left leg on track. Yep. Keep your hands bound. Turn your left toes forward, and you're going to pivot down the center. So we're separate leg stretching. If you can keep your hands bound, that's ideal. Make sure your toes aren't winging out. They're forward or a tiny bit turned in, just a tiny bit. Inhale, lift the heart and the chest. Exhale, come down the center. Bend your knees as much as you need to get in there. Let your head go. And hey, if you get here and there's a nagging hamstring or your lower back doesn't feel good, back out of it, please. You can rest your hands on the floor blocks as an alternative. Lift your hips up a little higher though, and keep bringing that weight forward. And then those clasped hands to get more shoulder kind of opening can come a little more forward towards the mat. Two more. Release the hands to the ground first. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Slide your hands to your hips. Halfway up. Come the rest of the way up. Open up your arms nice and wide. Keep your right foot where it is, or it may need to turn in just a little bit to the left. Left toes turn out from your hip. Set up for triangle, pick your distance, and give it a go. Left hand rests on the front of your shin. I like a block sometimes. It just depends on how you're feeling. I will tell you this, if you're gonna use the block, place the block to the outside of your calf. Yeah. We doing all right? Good. If your hand is on your shin, you wanna feel like you're kind of sliding the pant legging up your leg or your skin up your leg. So you're kind of pulling up. Lean back a little bit and let your side ribs stay really long. Crown of the head moves forward. Neck stays neutral. Your gaze can always shift if your neck starts to kind of feel a little funny. Look down and step up into your variation of Ardha. Kind of make it a seamless movement. The block slides forward. Enough. Your right hand can always come to your hip. Left hip grips in. I think the hardest part here is keeping that left foot forward. Yeah. And then reminding yourself to soften behind the left knee. Add in any variations that you did on the other side. Try and stay consistent. Binding, no binding, thinking about a bind, dreaming about a bind. It's all good. There's a little bit of a turn of your bottom ribs, everyone. And if you fall, you just get back in. It's a good place to kind of experiment with your body. If you took on a bind, it's time to come out. Release the arm and release the leg. Lighten that left leg and take a generous step back, warrior two. Set up for a nice hold here, warrior two. Your left foot is forward, your back right toes turn on an angle. Check in with the alignment. Spread open nice and wide. Soften the shoulders, lengthen the tailbone, and commit. Turn your right toes in just a little bit, guys. A couple of you, your back toes, if you turn them in, it's going to be much easier to wrap your inner thigh open. Close your eyes, settle in here, and feel. Get in a little deeper to the pose. I think you can dig deeper. You have it in you. It's just a feeling. Flip the palm, reverse the sucker. Yeah. Reach up and back, and then come back through warrior two and find your variation of V variation, extended side angle. So it may be arm on the top of the thigh, very light, or your hand to the instep of your foot to the floor to a block at any height, low, medium, or high. We have lots of options there. Back of your tricep kind of gets in there. Yeah. Adding in a half bind if you've got that for you today. And don't get worried if your arm doesn't go all the way behind you. Keep steering those left ribs. There's a turn of your ribs to the ceiling. Crown of the head moves forward, and you're definitely not breathless. If you are, you've gone too far. Rip your left hip in. Stay. Couple more. Right arm up towards the sky. Let the strength and the energy of your right arm pull you up, warrior two. Circle it to the floor, plank. When you hit plank today, lean on your right hand for your variation of side plank, Vashisthasana. Modified is there. Drop your bottom knee, stagger your feet, stack your feet, add a tree. Drop to your forearm. I mean, I can go, the list keeps growing. 2 hips stacked though, really nice. Maybe the top arm wants to wrap up and forward. Amy, turn your baby finger down. There you go. Now your shoulder's in the right rotation. 3 more breaths. Plank position. Chaturanga push-up. Up dog, smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Stay with me, guys. Right foot lands, crescent lunge. You got to keep it moving. Crescent lunge, bring it up. If you feel wobbly, unstable, breathless, drop your back knee, right? Or you're fighting through something. Drag your hands to prayer. Lean way out first, hook and then twist. Crescent with a twist here. Your left elbow is going to hook to the outside of your right thigh. Yep. Modifications, back knee can drop, hand can come to the instep of your foot for an easy twist instead. Yeah, there's a little lean back. There's a strong gripping in of your right hip. And then activation of your back leg. So Jody, rather than looking back, look sideways, look up, and that's going to help kind of even you out. There you go. Whole pose just changed. Stay in it. Oh yeah. Hands to frame your front foot. Pause. Yeah, pause. Just pause here. Take a breath. So you're going to reach out for your block and you're going to step up into revolved Ardha Chandrasana. If this is not in your practice today, you can take twisting triangle as an alternative. So we did regular Ardha. This is twisting Ardha Chandrasana. It's essentially a warrior 3 with a twist. The block is underneath your left hand shoulder. Your right hand extends up towards the sky or simply can just rest on the flat part of your back. Yes. Your left leg is lifted in space. And the lift is coming from your inner thigh. You want to look sideways and look up. You can always bend your right knee a little bit to kind of give you that support. Hug into the center line and twist open. Right hand down, pause. 3-foot step back. Yep, 3-foot step back and fold over your right leg into a Parsvottanasana. So it's essentially just a short warrior 3. You're welcome to slide blocks underneath your hands and let it go. This got a little too itsy bitsy. Yeah, this is a little too long. You can step in a little bit more. I mean, there's different ways to take the pose, so I shouldn't use the word wrong. Right. But what we're seeking right now is to just release. Breathe your right hip up and back. Soften behind your right knee. Your back leg is straight. It's got a little itsy bitsy too. You can step it back a little. There you go. And just melt. You want to melt into yourself. Good. Slide the hands to the ground. Step to a dog. I want you to step into a down dog. Step into a down dog. Step your left foot forward. Crescent lunge. Rise. On your breath, on your movement. Crescent lunge. Drag your hands to prayer. Make adjustments if needed. Inhale, long spine. You want to kind of lean way out. And then exhale, you're going to take the twist. Now your twist may just be a floating twist, or you may be hooking your elbow to the outside of your thigh. You may opt to modify as well. Katie, it looks good. I feel like you didn't twist for so long, right? It feels good to twist, right? Point the left elbow towards the sky and remind yourself that you don't want to look back. Look sideways, look up. Grip your left hip in. Activate that back leg. This is one of those poses that it's kind of like bittersweet. The last few breaths you get a lot from. High on the ball of that back foot. Keep driving that weight forward. Two more. Hands to frame your front foot. Pause. I want you to take a breath. Pause. This is the pelvis neutral right here. Slide the block out in front of you. It's going to stay underneath your right hand. Your left hand can come to your left hip or the flat part of your back. You're going to step up into your revolved Ardha. I will remind you, if for some reason this doesn't work in your body today, twisting triangle is the other option. Yep. Lift from your inner back right thigh. Yeah. Soften behind that standing left knee. Look sideways, look up. If you could stack it open, that's great. If not, just keep the hand on that low back. It's going to give you info. Like, where is my body in space? It's your body, so you want to know that. And then breathe yourself open here the best that you can. Left hand to the floor, pause. 3-foot step back. Fold over that front leg. Use blocks if you need. Parsvottanasana, fold. Nice work. You want to breathe your left hip up and back. I would say your back leg is strong and straight. Your front knee, I know mine, a lot of the times has a pretty deep bend. Right. Let your head go. Good. Kick the blocks out of the way. Plant the hands to the floor. Step to a plank. And then drop to your forearms for forearm plank. Okay? Drop to your forearms. This time you're welcome to clasp your hands if that kind of gives you a little bit more. Yep. So first we take forearm plank. Lengthen the tailbone. Good. Wrap the sides of the shoulders in, the sides of the triceps in. Now you're going to start to walk up into a dolphin pose. Essentially, this is just down dog on your forearms. Okay, so you're going to walk your feet in. You're going to walk your feet in a little closer. The top of the head doesn't hit the ground, okay? Your gaze can just stay down or a little forward if you want. And then I just want you to breathe your right leg up and back to a 3-legged dolphin. Your right leg lifts only hip height. This is going to be a small motion. You could just stay with the leg lifted, or we're going to tap the big right toe slowly to the ground. And then from the inner thigh, from the core, the glute, the hamstring, you're going to lift it back up. The slower you move, the better you'll be. Keep the leg straight. You're going to toe tap it down. So it'd be really ideal if we had a weight here. Yeah, and we could wrap it around your ankle, lift it up. Nice and slow. Tap it down slow, and then lift it up. Do it 2 more times on your breath, and then lower the right foot down, dolphin. Breathe your left leg up and back, 3-legged dolphin pose. Lift from your inner thigh. Keep the leg up in space. You're going to toe tap it down. We're doing a count of 5, so do it nice and slow, and then breathe it back up. Good. Nice and slow. Tap it down. Nice. Keep gripping the sides of your body in. Amanda's like, I'm going faster. I need to get this over with. Keep going. You're doing a count of 5, so you have to keep your own count here. We're all moving a little different, or you're just holding. The hold is just as good. And then lower that leg down, dolphin, and you hold. Dolphin pose, 3 more solid breaths. You've got this. Child's pose. Arms could reach back, slide them to the backs of the feet. Yeah. Downward facing dog. Right knee forward for a half pigeon. When it's good, it's good. Yeah. Half pigeon pose. Right knee half pigeon. For some reason, this aggravates you. How we doing? Yeah. We're doing great. Half pigeon right side. Let yourself just go into the pose. Not feeling that. So your mind might not tell you, oh, it's time to get out. You're going to stay. You're going to breathe into your right hip, glute piriformis. Down dog, switch sides. Yeah, if you need to clear it out or do anything in between, please do so. If not, just slide your left knee forward. Dive in a little deeper. Good. Use the strength of your body. Start to come up. You're going to lean on the left side. Swing the right leg forward. Yep. When the legs come forward, you'll lay down on your backs. Bring your blocks with you. Bend your knees in half. We'll set up for a little back bending sequence here. If you'd like to use the blocks to go underneath your low back or for your feet to rest on, it's the same setup. The two blocks will slide, so one under each foot. Fingertips skim the backs of your heels. Kind of robot the arms and then lift the tailbone up and lift up to a regular bridge. So it's good to take regular bridge first. Yeah, I like it that way too. Perfect. Amanda, bring your feet in a little closer. Yeah. Perfect. Nice. Yeah. You can interlace your hands underneath your low back. If there's a block underneath, you can clasp around the blocks. It's kind of like a cupping of the shoulder blades together. The length, that's fine. Arms can be straight like this. Yeah. The length is happening from the tailbone to the back of the knees. So you're not just jamming up. You feel. And if you're on a block, you can just stay. If not, you'll exhale the breath, come down, take a breath in, take a breath out, and then we're going to repeat exactly what you just did, or flip the palms, bring the chin to the chest. You'll take a giant breath in and you'll lift up into a full wheel. So I don't know how you feel. So you have to go with what feels in your body today, what your body needs, but we definitely want our feet forward. Lots of yummy space from our tailbone to the back of the knees as we lift way, way up. Way up. And then hold. Nice, Chrissy. Keep wrapping those inner thighs down and under. Eventually the arms and the legs will straighten. Exhale the breath, start to exit. If you're all the way up, tuck the chin, come down with control. If you're in a regular bridge, block underneath, move the blocks out of the way, hug the knees in towards the chest, give them a giant squeeze in. Good. Reach for the outer blades of your feet. Yeah. Nice work. This is called Happy Baby. And I think we could pull this off today. If you could straighten your legs, you can hook the big toes. If you can't reach your feet, you can grab the sides of your legs and just kind of give yourself a wide straddle on your back. Good. So you're in a wide straddle on your back. Your lower back is pressing flat into the floor. You're going to let go of your legs. You're going to stay in a wide straddle. You're going to reach your hands forward like a prayer. Hands are going to come to prayer. Good. And deep within your core muscles, you're going to pulse up and you're going to hold. Little tiny pulses. The legs stay up higher, Amy. Up higher. You're going to pulse up for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Breathe. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, slow movements, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs straight up towards the sky, arms straight up towards the sky. You're going to take little baby pulses up for 1, 2, 3, 4. If I see it, you're going too much. Slow movements. Keep going, legs straight, arms straight, reaching up towards the toes, lower back spreads for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, lower back spreading, legs active, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give your knees a squeeze, drop them over to the right, upper body to the left, keep them together, and take a spine twist. Come back to center, drop your knees the opposite direction. Good, come back to center. Find Shavasana, keep complete rest. Make yourself comfortable for the next 2 minutes. Let go. Take a big breath in. Follow it up with a full breath out. Arms up over the top of the head. Give yourself a full stretch from fingertips to toes. Hug your knees slowly in towards the center line. Give them a little squeeze. And roll to one side. Let's all go right. Yeah. And then using the strength of your body, you can press up and face the back of the room. Yeah, face the back of the room. The little ledge. I'm here. Hands to prayer with your eyes closed for a minute. Just take a moment to feel the effects of this practice. Every time you hit your mat, it's going to feel different. And every time you walk away from your mat, you're going to feel a little different and hopefully leave with a little something sweeter. Bow your head. Take a moment to seal the practice and thank yourselves for your efforts and for showing up. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Have a good day. It's good to be back. I'm back in action here on Friday. So Tuesday and Friday are my days. And I look forward to seeing you all.